Well, hello there, Carlos. This is Just Plain Dave in southeastern Massachusetts, and I was hoping that I would be able to give you a sound file while I was out for a walk with my canine. That is my preferred time and place to make a recording and share my thoughts. However, we have just experienced our first blizzard of the year, and it is not good conditions. It's not fit for man nor beast outside today. We have the high temperature today was around 10 degrees, and it's actually just dropping all day long. That's 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so something below freezing in Celsius for sure. And I have done my fair share. It's very interesting. I do a lot of long distance running, and I like to get out and probably run 4 or 5 days a week, most weeks if I have a choice. And so yesterday I had decided it would be a rest day because of the blizzard. And we really got socked with snow. We got about 15 inches of snow in one day. And really part of the concern is losing power. So besides the snow, it was really, really windy. And where I live, we lose power with some regularity. Limbs come off trees and fall onto power lines and things like that. So not necessarily losing power at my property, but in the neighborhood or in my town is a fairly common occurrence. And if we lose power, that could be for a couple of hours, or it could be for a couple of days. In October, we had a significant storm that knocked down some substantial trees that involved us losing power on my street for 48 hours, but losing the internet for 72 hours, which is even a greater burden. So anyway, yesterday was a snow day, and I still worked. I work from a home office, so I mostly got my day job done and got about 9 hours of at my desk work. And it was about 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, I really should go outside and start clearing the snow. And when I looked out my office window, it seems fluffy and light and blowing around. But man, it was heavy and it was cold. And with 15 inches of snow, I thought, man, I'm going to have quite a bit of work to do. So I started shoveling, and so I mentioned the power outage risk. So we also have a backup generator. So one of the first things I do is shovel a path out to the generator and make a circle around the generator so that if I need to fire it up, I'm not standing in, knee-deep snow. So that's like snow clearing that doesn't even provide me a benefit, doesn't even help get cars out of the driveway. And then I started shoveling the driveway, and between you and me, it took me 90 minutes, so an hour and a half, and I shoveled about 1/3 of my driveway. But the reason I only shoveled 1/3 is because the other 2/3 were done by my neighbor. So we have nice neighbors, lots of good folks, and this neighbor who has a big tractor that has kind of a front end loader bucket on one end drove up the road probably about a quarter mile, and he's like, I'll just clear the snowbanks at the edge so you can see out your driveway. And before I knew it, he had cleared 2/3 of my driveway. And it took him 10 minutes in the tractor to do 2/3, what took me 90 minutes to do 1/3. He had to just leave me the area that still had the cars in it so that I could brush off the cars and clear all that snow. And of course, between the two cars, the snowbank was, instead of being 15 inches deep, it was probably like closer to 30. It was kind of this place where the snow was just depositing and getting really highly drifted. So that was fairly hard work shoveling out that the space between and right around the cars. But so the reason I mention this is the reason that I have a good relationship with my neighbors is because when I go out for a walk with my dog, or if I go out for a run and I see folks out and about, I always, every single time, take my earbud out of my ear and stop and chat. And I always say hi, and I always introduce myself to people, whether I've known them for a little short while or not. And this neighbor who helped me out, his name is Clint, and his parents, we've lived in our house for over 20 years, and his parents, who are in their 80s, have lived in their house for like 50 years. And so they are the old timers on the street. Us here after 20 years, we're still the new folks. And you know what? When you stop and you chat and you say hi and you know people's names, it's very easy for that person to say, you know what? I'll take 10 minutes with my tractor and come clear your driveway. And if he ever needed a hand with a chore, and I said that to him yesterday, I said, oh my gosh, let me know what I can do. Can I come clear your front steps? Can I come do any other work for you? And his response was, well, you know what? If you picked up a bottle of brandy and came over for a visit, I'd be glad to share it with you. And I thought, you know what, that is a neighborly thing to offer and to ask. And I will definitely be going out of my way this weekend to find a beverage and share that with him. So even though life is full of busyness with work and challenges with snow, I think if you take your dog for a walk and you say hi to the people along the way, good things will come of it. So from Southeastern Massachusetts, this is Just Plain Dave signing off.